Alright folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join us in the wild landscape of Scotland, and for today's adventure we've come to document a piece of Cold War history. And this history is actually an ROC bunker here, which stands within the lands of Angus. And we've noticed from the roadside, it looks like the hatch is actually open on this one. Over the years we have documented various numbers of these Cold War wonders, so I thought when we saw this scene, it's cool to come and document it if it is open and see what history remains in the land. These were built at the start of the Cold War for the monitoring of radiation on the land here in Scotland, and you can see from this one it's in great condition with the original green paint and stuff on it. And over here is actually the air intake at the far end, and this is the main hatch with a secondary air intake here. So it's cool to see and cool to document. I'm just hoping that's not the farmer and his digger there. That's how I was hanging off as the digger went past. Keeping it low key, folks. Anyway, let's have a look. Yes, look, it's dry. We can go down in the trainers. Wow, real adventures on the channel here, folks. Absolutely incredible scenes. Whoa, I'll get the camera sorted. So the interesting thing with this bunker, folks, this was actually a master post. So that means it was open right till the end of the Cold War. And it was one of the main posts which all the local ones in this area reported to. And then this bunker here would report to the other main ROC headquarters. And look at this, wow, I'll get the torch on. We need to watch out for stagnant or stale air, because it can be dangerous. Check this out, folks, wow. Real history of the Cold War on the channel. Let's see what remains. This is the first time we've ever been down here. It's actually in great condition. Wow. Look at this, folks. This is the other air vent at the far end where we saw the vent sticking out of the vegetation. And because this is a later shutdown, you can see it's got the polystyrene lining on the walls. It would have had beds here as well. But some of the later ROC bunkers actually had the beds taken out before the time of shutdown. Yeah, it's interesting here. Oh look, I'll cover look at this here. On Her Majesty's service, folks, check out the detail of that. MOD Forum 584. Wow, that's some real history of this bunker, folks. Look at the wee cupboards. Up here is where the telecoms came in with the phone lines and the wires. And then there's the pipe. On the surface there's a pipe with they used to put a wee device on the top like a disc, and that measured the power of the bomb, the barometric pressure. And then up here they put a radiation detector with a cone on the top, and they would measure the radiation of the blast. And then there was a third instrument of measure, and it was actually bolted on up on the surface. And it was like a paper device with a can, and there was holes in the can, and it burnt onto the paper. This here was the toilet. How incredible is it, all these details? See up here, there's actually the detail of the old bulb. There was a bulb here, so if there was nuclear devastation on the land, that would light up and the person would spring to action to come and monitor their tools and equipment. Down here was batteries which were charged from a generator, and the batteries were actually their only source of power within these bunkers. And this is where the batteries were located. They also had a little battery charger with a Jap engine, so they would often have that on the surface charging them, or charge them at their houses. So there's some more interesting history. There would have been a timer switch on the wall here at a certain time, so the lights were never left on longer than necessary, using the crucial battery power. And in here is the water sump. This is where the water collects in the bunker, but because it's abandoned, there's obviously water comes in and builds up. On the wall here, there used to be a hand pump and that was for pumping the water up. But all that seems to be gone, but at least the ladder's still here. Yeah, that's all the interesting historical details covered, but I was doing it quick because I've seen before in these bunkers the air's not good and sometimes you have to get out fast. So it's interesting to cover the details of history before that moment. I can see here there's been like a notice board or whatever. Wow, what a crazy scene of history. This one's got a carpet and it's pretty well kept. I love to see the details of this. For today's adventure, folks, we're joined by Highlander87 out here. Check him out on YouTube. He does some cool drone videos and stuff, flying over the wild lands of Scotland. Yeah, look at that. I'm sure that's the original band right there. Wow, that's so cool. And look, see how there's a hole in the desk? Do you know why there's a hole in the desk here? This is where the device, which was the radiation detector, clipped in to the bench. Yep. So this is where their Geiger counter device bolted in, folks, and it had a big thick cable which actually led up onto these big hooks which still remain, and the thick cable came right along this hook here and then out there. But look at this, here's an interesting box which is actually one of the original boxes. It must have been some of the bunker supplies or whatever must have come in inside this. Wow, that is so interesting to see. Real Cold War history documented on the channel, and this one's actually in some real good condition. It doesn't have any of the original fixtures and fittings, but it's cool to document the history of the bunker. Another bit of Cold War history. And this was obviously for the pure air coming in. Proper seas now. Oh, what have you found there? It's an observation. That's maybe like the sheet that they would fill in. Yeah, folks, check this out here. Don't know how well, if it's too bright, you often can't actually read it on the camera. Supplement observation, it says. Wow, real Cold War history. Somebody's obviously burnt that or whatever, and it's a good job that they've no burnt this place down. Look at the wee cupboard, folks, that's so cool. It's so good that it's well kept though, and we'll be shutting the hatch when we leave here as well, because that's part of saving the history, and keeping the rain out. Look at the condition of the door, even the handle's been taken. At one time it would have been like a Bakelite handle on there. And then look at the coat hooks. Wow, what a scene, folks. See the mark on the wall here, folks? It could have potentially been for a fire blanket, which used to be within these bunkers. But I have seen it on this wall before. You can see the bunker's undergone renovation at a certain time, and all that stuff's been painted round. Here, see your torch, right? Look at my screen. It's like it has some effect on my camera, but when it's my torch, look, it's fine. That's mad, folks. I don't know if that comes out in the footage. The combination of these torches is trouble. So there we are, folks. Another piece of Cold War history documented on the channel. And yeah, it's another, like from here, it's just a mad scene of the Cold War. The way all this stuff's kind of abandoned. It's almost like a post-apocalyptic scene of Scotland on the channel. Check out that box, folks. Treacle Crunch cereals or something, I think it says. I'm going to get out of the way here so the DJ can get a good photograph. Highlander87's getting a photograph of the bunker without me ruining his shot. And yeah, what a mad scene, folks. I've got the torch on still, but it is decent to take a torch, obviously, into bunkers like that. I can't believe that the original handle's been taken off the door. But look, this handle here's still on. Wow, there's a Cold War handle, folks. We'll love to see it. Bakelite. They used to make so much out of that back in the day. There's the air vent. You can actually see the pure air is coming in there. the air must be sort of fresh in here compared to some of the other bunkers I've been in. I remember one of the ones up in the Highland Glens, it was just crazy, I could hardly breathe and I thought I was going to faint. Anyway, let's keep this adventure moving. Let's head on out of this Cold War history. It's been so cool, it's in such great condition. Look at the view up the ladder right there, folks. Wow, look at the paint, it's still like the day it was put on. There's some beasties in that crawling about up there. Wow, real scenes of history. Like, see another detail on here, there was a triangular sign and it used to say mind your head and back. Whoa, that's a moth right there, look. It's a bunker moth. Oh, we're climbing our way out. Look at the scene from here. Yeah, there's where the pipe used to go for the water pump. That was for the water sump, I should say. And then look at it here, that vent was on some of the later bunkers. Some of the original ones that were closed in 1968 never actually had that vent. But some of the other ones I've visited have got that. And I believe this was a master post. Hold on folks, I'll put the windsock on the camera here. So this is where the other instrument of measure used to bolt on, folks. And it's amazing. That's the sort of hatch I think that was fitted to the last ROC bunkers. Push the lid that way. Now pull it down. There we go, see that folks? That's how it was when we found it, and that's how we are when we explore. You leave things as you find them. Document the history so generations in the future can see what was actually here in the land. So if it does get burnt or trashed, then we can see how it was. Look at this, this is where they would have put on the radiation detector. And then over at this other side here, they would have actually had, oh my goodness gracious me, look at this spider web. Have I got a spider on me?
No.
Crazy folks right there. The spiders are mad out here in these grasses and you really hate to watch out. Oh my goodness! There's a massive hole there. We are in the middle of this wild, I always say in wild lands folks, but I often mean it's just a small piece of wild land. They're often at the edge of a field or whatever, and it truly is. I was wanting to come over and document this though, because look, this is the evidence here that it was actually a master post. This is where there was part of an aerial bolted on basically, and the interesting thing with that, the old wires and that used to go down in the air vent, which was in there. And they would have come through the air vent we looked at the far wall. Wow folks, real Cold War history of Scotland, and I just love to see it and I love to document it. Sometimes when you're climbing down into those dark underground chambers, you just never know what you're away to see. And that's what gives you that wee adrenaline rush of the explorer. And yeah, it's the first time we've ever been here on the channel to see inside the hatch. I think years ago I've been here and documented its location, so it's cool to see the next level of the history. And yeah, it's another piece of the puzzle of the British ROC bunkers. Anyway, it's been a short video today folks, but I'm ending it here. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Highlander87. Check him out on YouTube, boost his subscribers a bit, because yeah, it's fun to share these cool Scottish videos. And yeah, what a mad, look at it from here, what a mad scene. You can actually see how it's been dug out. They used to dig a hole, build the bunker and then cover it over. And you can kind of see that here. It's more of a mound than some of them. But anyway folks, we're ending it here. We'll see you in the next one.